This week, you will start to study how and why does the social ecological system of your chosen landscape behave like it does. In general, a system is a set of interconnected elements that produce their own pattern of behaviour over time. Consider, for instance, the agricultural production system of an apple orchard. A pattern of behaviour may produce desirable outcomes, such as fresh produce for consumption, and outcomes not intended by the actors of the system, such as soil erosion or too much nutrients entering into the water systems, causing eutrophication. A social ecological systems analysis seeks to understand how a system behaves to produce its outcomes. From this starting point, we can consider how we may be able to intervene to change the behaviour of the system in order to achieve the outcomes in line with our vision. A social ecological system contains elements. These can be tangible, such as buildings and people, or they can be intangible, such as culture or knowledge. When these elements are accumulated and stored, we call them stocks. For instance, a stock of apple trees in an orchard, or a stock of cultural willingness in people for experimentation. Stocks in a system are interconnected, with material and information flowing between them. These are termed flows. For instance, when an apple falls from a tree, it reaches the ground. It flows from the stock of apples held within the tree to a stock of apples held on the ground. Over time, after decomposition, it will then enter the stock of organic matter and nutrients held within the soil. For our social ecological systems analysis, we would like to understand what are the stocks of the system and how are they interconnected through flows. In order to achieve this, we first need to set the spatial and temporal boundaries of our social ecological system we wish to analyse. This is a delicate matter. On the one hand, if we set boundaries too narrow, we may exclude an important stock or flow from our understanding of the system, and that might surprise us later. On the other hand, when we set too broad of a scope, the system becomes difficult to understand. Boundaries may be set based on geographical regions, such as watersheds, administration boundaries, such as regional or national borders, or based on key similarities of the landscape, such as rainforest or wetland. The important tip here is to try to make your boundaries as specific as possible.